Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? It's Justin with Sillage Scents. Today I have got a clone from Maison Alhambra that I don't think I've seen anybody talk about, which is shocking because it's a clone of a super popular, high-end, expensive designer fragrance. And I got this on Amazon, I think for $23 with shipping. Absolutely insane. So I'm going to let you know all about it, but before I do, please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done that. Please consider giving a like to the like button, and also let me know down in the comments, have you seen this one? Have you tried it? How do you think it compares to the original? So what I'm talking about today is a really good clone of Yves Saint Laurent Y Parfum. And so I love the Y line. I have several of them. I've got a number of clones, especially of Y EDP. That's my favorite in the line. This one's a clone of the Parfum, which is different enough from the EDP that I don't think it's redundant to own both. But to be honest, what I love most about the Y line is maximized in Y EDP. So that's my favorite. I haven't picked up the Parfum. I have sampled it a few times, and I want to tell you about this one and how I think it compares, because I think many of you could pick this up and be very happy with it, and for the low $20 range, it's a no-brainer. It's a steal, and I just can't believe nobody's talking about this yet. So what I'm talking about is Maison Alhambra Parfum. And so many people have talked about EDP, which is a really good clone of Y EDP, but this one is the Parfum, and the differences between Y EDP and Y Parfum, you're going to get the exact same differences here because it's a pretty accurate clone. Now I'll tell you, whenever I spray on Y Parfum, I get this effervescent, sparkly citrus in the opening, almost like a, I forget what, there's a soft drink that's sort of like a seltzer water and sweet orange juice mixed together. That's what I get, sort of a bubbly, effervescent orange in the opening. And then it goes into a toned down or somewhat muted DNA that reminds you a whole lot of YEDP, but the powerfully sweet apple and the strength of that apple sage combo mixed with a good dose of sweetness, that is significantly dialed back. You still get the citrus ginger opening. You still get the sage and the juniper berry and that aromatic heart. You've still, of course, got ambroxan that's mimicking ambergris. So you've got that ambroxan blue fragrance DNA, a little bit of woods in the base. And this one has all of that, but there is a couple differences that I want to mention. And so again, this is Parfum by Maison Alhambra. I got it for, I think it was like $22.97 from Amazon. I will put a link down in the description. That is an insane value. Maison Alhambra, to me, their quality is on par with Fragrance World. And I love some of the fragrances that they clone. And you can often get Maison Alhambra fragrances for 50% less than you can get a Fragrance World clone. I don't know how long this one's been out, but I can't believe that nobody's talking about. So here's the biggest difference that I get between this and Y Parfum. As I said, with Y Parfum, in the opening, I get that sparkly, effervescent orange, that sort of sweet citrus that sparkles. It actually gives me the image of like an orange soda, although it doesn't necessarily smell like an orange soda, but an effervescent orange. I still get that with this, but it's not as sparkly and it doesn't last as long as it does in Y Parfum. Because after that sort of fades in Y Parfum, that citrus remains a bigger player than it is in Y EDP, but then it sort of fades down into the aromatics and the ambroxan and that woody base. I would say the opening of this fragrance is the biggest difference. You still get the sparkly orange, although it's not as sweet, and I think it's probably not as orange, and it's not effervescent. No, it is effervescent, absolutely. It's not as effervescent. And so I get in the opening, you still absolutely get that sweet citrus, but it's not as powerful a player as it is in Y Le Parfum. After that, first 20 minutes or so of the opening, it is so insanely similar to Y Parfum. And here's the fact of the matter. I wore this fragrance twice last week, Thanksgiving week, and both times I wore it, I ended up being complimented. That's fairly unusual. If you're honest with yourself, how often do you get compliments? I got complimented on this fragrance 3 times in 2 days. The Y line, as many blue fragrances are, they're just compliment beasts. People love the freshness, they probably couldn't even put their finger on what they love about it, but the freshness, the ambroxan, which causes it to sort of push off of your skin, it's so clean smelling, it's classy smelling. And so this is absolutely going to be kind of a compliment king. And for the price, honestly, based on how I already feel about Y Parfum, which is a great fragrance, I'm not knocking it, but I have enough in YEDP, the original, and then clones of the various Y fragrances that I was never going to buy this, but I'm very happy to now have something that I would probably put in the 90% similar range that I got for next to nothing, $22, $23. Absolutely phenomenal. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to say, yes, it is close as most Maison Alhambra clones are. There is one notable difference, and that's the sparkly orange in the opening is reduced in this one. But as for the rest of it, you've got the sort of a woody, apple, green, aromatic rest of the fragrance that you're going to get from the original Y Parfum. So I think it's a great pickup. Highly recommend it. To me, the Parfum focuses a little more on that sort of clean kind of fragrance, less sweetness. And I think that's great, but I still love YEDP more because I love how loud it is. I love how sweet it is. I love all of those things that some people actually prefer the Parfum because of the same things. They don't like how sweet it is or how loud it is. I'll also tell you this, I got great performance on this. Probably, easily 7 or 8 hours that I got out of this. I was moving around all day, both days that I wore it, and all day long, 7, 8 hours or more, I was getting wafts of the fragrance. And one of the times I got complimented was probably 6 hours into the wearing. I probably wore about 8 sprays, maybe, 6, 7, 8, something like that. So compliment getter, good performance, super cheap, and pretty dang close to Y Parfum. But again, let me know if you've tried it. Let me know your thoughts. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done that. And why not go ahead and give the like button a click. I am Justin. This has been Sillage Scents. I'll see you in the next video.